I just had to let you know you're mine. Hands on your body, I don't wanna waste no time. Feels like forever, even if forever tonight. Just lay with me.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Golden, and I'm back on the patio with another freaking video. Okay, so this is the last and final part. Honestly, I have really been rushing through these because I just child boo. They in the past. We're leaving them in the past. I still think it was a cool idea to kind of like reflect, but I realized that I definitely was holding in some shit. So when I did these videos the very first time, I was lit and I was literally talking to the camera on some wild stuff. And now that I finally got it all out and I've said actually everything I've had to say on some therapeutic type shit, I'm really just like busting through it because I got it out. So this next one, this is the last one. When I first moved to Florida, I had officially cut everybody in the world off type shit. I was just focusing on myself. I had cut all my hair off, all of that, and that lasted, I kid you not, about a month. I got to school and immediately got into a relationship. And with this person, I'm not even gonna hold you. He is my best friend. I'm not gonna hold you. He is my best friend. But we rushed that shit. We rushed it really, really hard. Like, honestly, we didn't get together till September 24th. But if we're being real, from the minute that me and that nigga met, we was already dating. That nigga was coming over every single day. We was talking every single day. Kissing. He was calling me bae. All of that. He just didn't ask me to be his girlfriend until September 24th. But that nigga was mine and I was his when we first got together. And basically, like I said, that was one of our issues. I feel like we rushed it. I feel like I wasn't ready to be in a relationship because I literally was just leaving a toxic situation. Like, the day that I left to come to Florida was the last day that me and that nigga had any communication, anything like that type shit. So I definitely needed time to like learn myself and do whatever, and I just didn't take that time. And my friend was boosting it because she was like, you just seem so happy, and I hadn't seen you so happy in so long, dealing with all the shit from Colorado. And I'm like, you're right. And this boy genuinely did make me happy. Like, there was so many times where we would just laugh, crack jokes. We literally acted like best friends. Like, at one point, people didn't know whether we were together or not because we would just tell them we were best friends because that's what we were. We was best friends who kissed. But let's just run it down. What was the issue? Honestly, I feel like I wasn't ready emotionally or mentally to be in a relationship with anybody. I feel like I had a lot of trust issues. I had insecurities that I was trying to overcome and that I was working through. And with him, I feel like he made me feel different. Like, I didn't think I was beautiful, and he would call me beautiful every day. And it was crazy because I had just like shaved off all my hair. I had did something drastic, and he just thought that he made me feel like, the most prettiest little dandelion in the field type shit. He was always respectful to me. We literally it was just always cool vibes. But I feel like in the beginning, because I didn't know anybody and because I didn't have a job or anything like that, I think he got spoiled. I think that he got used to literally me talking to him every day because I didn't have internet in my house or anything. So he was like the only person I talked to. I didn't talk to nobody in school. So I think he just got spoiled and he just got used to me always being around. And then, as school progressed, I started to make friends. I got a job, everything. So I guess he was starting to feel like lonely or like I wasn't around, which to me was dumb because I felt like, nigga, when I got my car, I was picking you up and dropping you off from school. You was coming over to my house every day. All of that. Like, our relationship wasn't on the phone. Just because I didn't call you as soon as I got off of school or as soon as I got out of work. Because, nigga, I used to work 3 to 1 in the morning. Like, I was really out here hustling. Like, when I got down here, I wanted a car. I had bills. Like, I was out here hustling. So it's like our relationship wasn't over the phone. I seen you every day, spent time with you. Just because you didn't get a text or a call, like, calm down. So that was one of our issues. And then basically, to make a long story short, I tried to break up with him because I felt like I couldn't have one without the other, as far as him being my best friend and him being my boyfriend. Because mind you, he was literally the first friend that I made when I came out here. So I had got really close to him and really vibed with him. So like I felt like he would not allow me to have both. So we had got into it basically, and I tried to break up with him. And basically we ended that conversation in the consensus that we was gonna be together, right? That we was gonna be together. So I told this nigga, cause I was moving to Georgia. I have moved around. I've been moving around a lot. I was moving to Georgia, and I don't do long distance relationships. So I told him, I was like, you know, all this been happening, and we've been beefing, and I just don't, you know, I don't know what else to do because I'm tired of arguing. And it got to a point where I wouldn't answer the phone. I wouldn't text back. I got tired of arguing. Every time I got on the phone, this nigga would fight with me. Like, he would turn anything into an argument. And then everything that he said that was bothering him and I tried to fix, it's like it was never enough. He was punishing me type shit. And it was just getting too much. It was getting to become too much. And this is why the second one was important. Because honestly, I started to understand where that nigga was coming from. Because I started to treat somebody else that way. Because mind you, me and this man, this boy, we have had a conversation. And he's told me, he said his side, I said my side. Wasn't no screaming, no yelling, no cussing. We literally just sat down and talked like we used to in the beginning. And, you know, he said things to me that made me pause. He was like, I felt like you always had one foot out the door. And I felt like, you know, you didn't know if you wanted to be a girlfriend or not, and it was just a whole bunch of back and forth. And I was like, dang, because he wasn't lying. I definitely did play with that nigga's feelings. I think I broke up with him like 4 times. I'm not gonna hold you. I think I broke up with him 4 times, and it's all because of my insecurities. Every time it got too intense, I back up. And, you know, any time I would see anything, I would just like disappear. And you can't just be playing with people's feelings like that. But I felt like I had like previously, I didn't even realize that I was doing it, but looking back on it, I feel like I wasn't over old boy. I had no business being in a relationship, and it was so toxic that I just carried over those toxic characteristics because I never got over them. I never worked through them. I really was just counting down the time for me to leave. We never talked about it. I never got closure or anything. I was really just waiting to leave. And when I left, I didn't speak to this nigga. I unadded everybody. I just, you know, disappeared. So I didn't work through those issues. And I feel like I brought so much baggage into that relationship that I went around and I broke someone else because he was so happy and so bubbly. And I really do feel like he cared about me. And I really did care about him. I just don't think I knew how to treat him. That's how I feel. I feel like I didn't know how to treat him. And I apologize for that. I've actually apologized to him for that. We're actually pretty cool. We still talk. I mean, we get on each other's nerves and we have our little tit for tat, but we, you know, I apologize for that because I broke him and he didn't deserve to be broken because I was broken and I was insecure about stuff. I was putting that off on him and he was trying to make it work. And at one point, because I did fall in love with him, like this boy has got farther than any other dude in my life type shit. Like he's always gonna be special to me because of the things that we went through together and what we did type shit. So it's like he's always gonna be special to me. But when we broke up, let me backtrack. He's always gonna be special to me. But the reason we're not even together is because he wound up cheating. And honestly, he didn't physically cheat, but he was out here emotionally cheating, okay? I know I said this in the other video. You can't just be out here emotionally cheating. You making someone else feel the way that I feel about you and some bullshit. Because, yeah, we was going through our shit. And trust me, I had options, I had whatever, but I didn't want nobody else. I wanted you through all the bullshit, through all the back and forth. You was what I wanted, and you was what I was sticking with. So I was trying to make it better and I was trying to do better, but apparently I was too late because he was out here making bitches fall in love. He was out here making females fall in love, and I was just like, dang. And I'm the kind of person, we mad young. Like, we're mad. I'm mad young. I'm 18. I have my whole life to fall in love and to find the person that I'm meant to spend the rest of my life with, right? But we young. We don't got no house together. We ain't making no money together. We not doing nothing. And basically, whether it was physical, emotional, or not, you decided to bring somebody else into our relationship, and when you did that, I decided to exit the relationship as a whole. Like, looking back on it, I acknowledge the fact that, you know, I possibly could have made, I feel like I did make him feel like he was alone and I was going through my own shit. But at the end of the day, when it got tough, I tried, you know, I tried to be more communicative. I tried to, you know, I mean, I don't even understand how I could have spent any more time with the nigga unless he came to work with me. But, you know, I tried to be more communicative. I tried to be more open. You know, at the end, I feel like, you know, it was better late than never type shit. And by the time better late than never came around, he had already did his own thing. And, you know, he wanted, you know, he told me it was stupid, it was a mistake, and, you know, stuff like that. And I don't think he's a bad person. I think that he felt alone, and, you know, he decided to fix that problem, and he was not alone anymore. But I wasn't going to be around. And he felt like the reason, and this is what bothered me, it wasn't the fact that he went to go talk to another girl. I didn't give a fuck. Because me and his relationship, let me tell you, our relationship was so strange that we wasn't even together, but we was together type shit. We was in one of those situations. What pissed me off, not the girl, it was the fact that he lied about it. It was the fact that you didn't tell me about her, or you didn't tell me anything talking about I don't want to lose you. And I'm like, well, what did you think was going to happen? Because since you lied about, because his favorite thing is to say, we weren't together, bro, we wasn't together. And I'm like, okay, so what you lie for? Why did you hide it? Because literally I found it because, first of all, I don't go through phones. I don't recommend going through phones. Don't put yourself through some shit that you can't fucking handle. But I wasn't going through his phone. I was watching a movie on his phone, and his phone kept vibrating in my hand. So I go to click on the messages, and I see the messages with the old girl. And that shit is on Do Not Disturb, and the notification alert was off. So I'm like, oh, you tried it. Like, you knew that I don't check. You know I don't check your phone. You know I don't care about none of that. So as long as I didn't hear it or I didn't know it existed, you knew I was never going to find it because I wasn't going to look. So I'm looking through messages, and she talking about if you love me, then prove it, and all this other stuff. Basically, I'm telling you, I felt like I ain't never felt my heart beat that way, because I was really finna stick that nigga in the face, because he was asleep right next to me, and I was finna. Anyway, let me not get upset. So, like, I'm going through the messages and stuff like that, and she telling him that she loved him and stuff like that, and all this other stuff. And what's wild is that he was telling her about me. Like, he was telling her that he wasn't gonna stop messing around with me, that I was just his best friend. Cause he was only telling half the story. Like, shorty didn't stand a chance. Like, she didn't know what she was stepping into. It was honestly one of those, like, you only can understand what we had going on if you was one of us. Because everybody else was mad confused. They was like, oh, that's her boyfriend, that's her best friend, da-da-da-da. That was just my nigga. Even when it wasn't my nigga, that was my nigga. Like, that was my nigga. But with him, he knew the boundaries of our relationship, goddammit. So you went to go talk to some random female, and that's fine. You felt alone, whatever. And that was that. Like I said, we young, we ain't got no money together, we ain't got no nothing. I don't feel like he's a bad guy. I do feel like he's a sweet guy, he's a genuine guy, you know. But I don't do cheaters, and I don't do liars. It depends, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't condone cheating or anything like that, but it's like, I believe if it was genuinely a mistake, if it was like one of those, you know, she didn't mean nothing, you know, you didn't bring nothing home as far as a disease or a child, you know, and you really, like, you proved and you worked hard and you showed me that this is who you want and this is where you want to be, we could work some shit out. But just to be with a cheater and a liar and put myself through all that stress,
bitch, I think the fuck not. That's what it won't do for nobody.
But honestly, that's how I feel about him. I feel like he kind of got caught up in the sauce. Like, I wasn't ready, and we definitely moved way too fast. We definitely moved way too fast, and honestly, if I could go back, I would do things completely different when it came to him. I would have waited. I would not have gotten into a relationship. I would have, you know, he would have just had to have been a friend until I was ready, because I realized I wasn't even over the last guy. I wasn't over the last trauma and stuff like that. So honestly, I'm done with these. When it came down to it, I was like, oh, it would be cool to like look at these past experiences and like judge them at this age. But honestly, at this age, I just don't care, because I'm not that person no more. I don't even have that same mindset no more. Like, I can't see myself being weak about no nigga, or, you know, being all this emotional and this and that and compromising myself, because I'm not that same 14, 15, and 16-year-old little girl no more, you feel me? Like, I'm gonna be 19 years old. I've learned from my past mistakes, and I don't put myself in those situations no more. I don't think like that no more, and I've kind of just, you know, I've been focusing on me. I've been focusing on my money. I've been focusing on bills. Like, I just been focusing on myself, what makes me happy. Honestly, that's what's finna get into the next video, because like I said, I'm busting out 20-minute videos all day type shit. Recap real quick, you feel me? Let's recap before we get on with it. The first one, I was a side chick. The second one, I felt like it was just bad timing. It just no, boo. No, we just gonna, no. And the third one, honestly, I take a good 50% of that, because I was treating you the way somebody else treated me. I was making you feel the way somebody else made me feel. I made you feel like an option. I made you feel like you didn't matter. And that's how somebody else made me feel. And the reason I don't get mad at him no more is because I've actually done it myself. So I understand where it's coming from. I understand why he acted the way he did in certain situations, because I did the same shit. Like, it don't mean that I don't care about you or don't love you, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And it just is what it is. So we're off that shit. We are not doing any more boy love videos. Definitely not for a while, because I learned a little bit too much about myself. And on to the next video.